Oh, she is here. All right. Oh, she's not here. Oh, she must be. Ah, that's me. Here's Joanne. There you
Hello, David. Sorry, I was a little late here today.
are. Well, you're the only one, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, no, Linda today?
No, remember she had to play for a funeral today.
Oh, that's right. I lose track of those funerals.
So do I.
It's not that you want to have to remember all of them.
Well, I almost thought we weren't going to have class today because our internet was gone first thing this morning.
It was quite the storm last night.
Whoa, it
I
certainly
woke up a
was.
few times to thunder and lightning. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. An interesting 24 hours with a solar eclipse and then a
I
storm like
know.
that.
Well, and we couldn't see the Perseids, which were the best last night because of the storm.
Yeah.
Did you see any of the eclipse?
No, I didn't. Jane watched it online from another location. I'm not sure where.
Uh-huh.
She said that even that way it was incredible.
Yeah, I had many years ago. There was a solar eclipse, very partial solar eclipse on Christmas Day,
Ooh,
and it was over 20 years ago because I remember it was when we had the outside porch here, and we went to like Surplus Unlimited and bought a cheap pair of welding glasses for like $10, which we still have. And you can see it, right? And I mean, so it's really clear through that. I mean, they're like good eclipse, glasses.
yeah.
And so I can't remember whether I saved the eclipse glasses from a few years ago that I had, but I found the solar. But I know where I keep the solar. So I did see it, and I saw it very early, and you could not see much of it. But then I saw it with the nice cut out of it.
Ah,
It's fascinating, I find. I mean, I think these things are
yeah.
amazing. I have friends who chase eclipses around the world.
Ah,
He was born and raised in Hawaii,
mm,
and he saw a solar eclipse when he was young. And that, like, that changed what he wanted to do in life and,
mm-hmm.
in terms of schooling, although then he got drafted and he resisted. So I don't think he ever finished that. But anyway, he never went into that field. But yeah, I mean, I remember his partner called me one day and said, who do you know in Chile? We're going there. And so I connected them with someone I knew from War Resisters in Chile. And
Yeah.
they're in Spain now. They're
Ah,
seeing it in Spain. So, and he's a really good photographer. So we always get good eclipse pictures.
well, that's nice.
So we got them this morning on Facebook. He sent about 10 of them. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's kind of amazing. And I really think like what it must have been like for people's not that long ago who couldn't predict them.
Yeah.
You're just there, you're just in the world, and suddenly in the middle of the day it gets darker, darker, darker.
Yeah.
It's just
Um,
kind of fascinating thought. Yeah.
I read years ago about an explorer who had gone to somewhere in South America,
Uh-huh.
was in a situation where the natives were really threatening, and
Yeah.
he remembered that there was going to be a solar eclipse,
He knows. Whoa.
and he told them if they didn't
Ah,
straighten
very
up,
nice to me.
he was going to take away the sun, and it did, and he survived.
Wow. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Uh,
Wow. Yeah.
and I knew someone else who was I don't professionally I'm not sure what it was, but he did the same thing, followed eclipses all over the world. Um, but
Yeah.
he was studying them and writing about them, and
Well,
wow.
that's what Ed wanted to do, right? So, I mean, he was going into astronomy, I believe, but like I said, then he got kind of sidetracked by the war, so
Yeah.
became a full-time anti-war activist, but still continued to, be fascinated by them.
That's
We had a War Resisters League gathering. We used to do 10 days at Woolman Hill, which is a Quaker center at the top of the Trap Rock Hill up in Deerfield. And so it was really dark, and we had a full eclipse of the moon. It was a copper moon. It was amazing. We just kind of, all of us, about 20 people in the group, we just kind of ended our session early and started around a little after 9 o'clock and went quite late, but it was like a bright, bright penny hanging in the sky, when it was full, it was just beautiful. And then it's fascinating when it moves a little, and then you've got this crescent that feels so bright all of a sudden.
Oh boy.
But anyway, and I miss the Perseids. Every year it seems like wherever I am is cloudy or rainy.
Yeah.
I have seen them, but not that often. But anyway, I'm not chasing them,
Yeah, right.
I'm not book, and that's a tricky thing to do. I know 2 years ago, a bunch of people who made plans to go somewhere where it was going to rain, and then at the last minute had to travel hundreds of miles somewhere else.
Yeah. Yep.
To see it, and it's like,
Well, that's dedication, I guess.
That is dedication.
Of a
I was very
kind.
lucky. I happened to be in Cleveland anyway because I was there for the women's basketball finals. And had bought tickets, and the eclipse was coming through Cleveland the next day. I just stayed a day later.
Oh, wow.
And was with somebody else, and we went to, she had family in Cleveland. We went to their front yard, and as soon as it got total, you could hear the whole neighborhood.
Yeah. When was that? Do you remember?
That was in April of 2024.
Oh no, when I was in Cleveland, I think there was one, but I was in Cleveland a long time ago.
No, this is only 2 years ago. 'Cause this was the one that went in the United States from Texas, where my Chasing Eclipse friends went. He had gone to school in Texas, and then Patrick and Frida and the kids were in Indiana, so they went to Earlham. So your old neck of the woods there.
Yep.
Because Earlham had a big eclipse party, and Patrick had gone to Earlham, and they wanted to show Earlham to Rosina to see if they were interested in going there. So they were at a big eclipse party, and then it came a little bit later to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Then it kept on. I think Northern Maine got it here in New England.
Wow.
So fascinating. But
Yes, it is.
I don't know when the next one is, but I'm sure Ed does.
Sounds like he would know for sure.
I think he probably knows the rest of them for whatever lifelong he thinks the next 20 years.
Anyway. I will just ask, how's Rick?
Been the same, we're waiting to hear from the doctor who did the neuropsych eval,
Yeah.
which was a little over 4 weeks ago. And he said about 4 weeks. And it was also a very long, they did a lot of testing. We spent an hour with him, and then I left and Rick went through all the testing. We spent an hour just kind of going through the background for the doctor to kind of understand what we knew.
Yep.
And then they did over 3 hours and a quarter of testing.
Oh,
That's a lot of testing. And I'm sure he needed more kind of breaks than he would have otherwise. He's done those before. He said about half were new and half seemed to be ones he'd done before. So we're waiting for them. And the neurologist is waiting for them. So, I don't feel like, it's frustrating. And I still need to try to work on finding out more about how to get the MRI. I mean, it's just because I think the neuropsych eval is just going to give us the effects, not the cause.
yeah.
He's not, I mean, he did look at the CAT scan. He did want the CAT scans and all of that testing. And the neurologist did send that, but the puzzlement is what's causing this, and is there something that can be done about that? Is there any reversal? We don't know. We just don't know.
That's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. It's hard enough to deal with this reality. It's very frustrating to go, how did we get here?
Yeah.
There's no, it's not like they could see a bleed or a stroke, or they have, at least through the CAT scans with and without contrast, they have found nothing. And then I think I probably told you, I don't need to go back over the story, but the MRI's just been a nightmare to figure out, well, what do you need to do it? They keep saying, oh, we can do it. And then they're like, oh, but what's it made of? And you find that out. And then they're like, oh, what's the make and model? And it's like, what? Like, why did we get to July 1st before anyone asked me that? This happened in January. And they just why do I know that? Why didn't the neurologist tell me? Why didn't you tell me that when I first signed up for this? Why? The piecemeal aspect of this is part of the problem of elongating the whole thing, and so he's gone to memory therapy, but that has its limitations, and she got sick and couldn't make it, and I don't know, it's been a couple of weeks and now we're going on vacation. She's on vacation now. She was sick, then she's on vacation, and we're on vacation, so it'll be almost a month before he goes back again. That doesn't seem to help with very much progress.
That doesn't help. Oh, Joanne.
No, I mean, I think him at least trying to read the New York Times every day probably is it's just, because they give him little exercises, and it's like, he reads the Times. I mean, he's using his brain in a lot of ways. Well,
that's good.
But that's, but there's still, a friend came over yesterday and he said, it's like, I want my brain back. It's like the confusion is he just can't really put two and two together, as we say. There's a lot of just not thinking things through. There's no executive function.
Yeah.
He can't cook a meal. There's a man who's been a professional cook. He can't cook a simple meal because he loses track, or what's the order of things, or once there's more than 2 ingredients, he's confused.
That's hard for him, because it sounds like he's also aware of the.
He's very aware.
He's
very aware. Yeah, I mean, because he can't drive and he can't. Yeah, I mean, I remember when my dad had dementia. Hardening, the old-fashioned hardening of the arteries kind of thing, and there was a real frustration, and then he just slipped into not being aware. He was a little more confused, but more at peace. It's but Rick is very clear he's confused and very clear he's limited.
Yeah,
and
that's
terrible. That he can't drive, that he can't just go out on his own. That he's kind of, very limited and can't work anymore.
Yep.
I mean, and he does, although the other day he really wanted to walk over and get his prescription. And I can see Walgreens from here. It's not that far. It's getting a little late, so I was a little nervous about it being dark, but I said, okay. And then yesterday I found a cigarette in his mouth. I think he walked across the street to the gas station and bought a pack of tobacco. He hasn't smoked since January.
Ah.
Luckily, I found it. I mean, luckily I saw him and he rolled it. And, I was like, you can't do that. Like the doctor says you can't do that,
Yeah.
You just can't do that. And that's scary to me because I don't know if I wasn't around, if he'd smoke in the house or if he'd, just like a health thing, but it's other things too. So, and he can't remember, or he's not clear. He doesn't want to tell me how he got them, but I think that's when he got them. I don't think he just walks away when I'm gone.
Yeah, no.
And he's never had more than $10 in his pocket, so. But so yeah, okay. I feel like I have to stay on top of too much.
Yeah.
Which limits me in terms of my social life. What I can and can't do is very limited.
Yep.
So, which is hard. Yeah.
Well, let's shift here.
Yes, right. Like as what was her name? Oh God, what is that woman's name whose husband got Alzheimer's, and she said, everything I need to know I learned in Tai Chi.
Oh.
What was that? What's her name? You know who I mean? She moved up to, is it Bloomfield, or the senior housing up there?
Yes.
I can see her face. But
Susan Watson?
Susan Watson. That's right. I actually have a friend who moved to that same place, and I told her about Susan. I said, find Susan. So, yes. No, this is my anchor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me anchor you.
Let's be anchored. That's right.
So, any questions or thoughts or?
I don't. I'm looking forward, and I remember I'm going to be away next week, so I'll miss both classes. But I'm looking forward to that because I always have a lot more. I have time. I make time in the morning to go down by the water on the dock and practice.
Oh,
so
that's wonderful. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that and kind of just, delving into inner space. Good. I know. Yeah, I don't have any specific questions. I don't think right now. I think my main challenge remains not bending down too much so that I don't have really a C curve, but the beginning of a P.
Yep.
And my lower back's been hurting a bunch, so I'm not quite sure why, but maybe just stress or the way I'm sitting or whatever. But that's affected it a little bit. But just trying to kind of get in that space before I move, so I'm not diving down. It's still a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, it can be. No question.
Well, then I think I started it wrong. I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't correct soon enough, so it's become a little too much of a pattern. And I think I did have a hard time just like I do with all of them in terms of coordinating the body coming. I think it's the same in God's in terms of not. I think I've got it better in God's, but not coming up too quickly. I think I went down too far in order to try to rectify that. I think that's really where this started.
Sure. Another thing that I have realized, for something that I'm working on. I decided to really do heaven and earth every day myself, which I don't always do. And I realized that one of the things that you need to be aware of is not to speed up too much on 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Uh-huh.
Because it takes, we have to go slowly through 1, 2, and 3. There's just too much going on to rush. And I realized that sometimes I see people get into 4 and 5 and suddenly that inhale and exhale.
Get that energy down and back up again.
Yeah. Bam, bam.
Just a 7, you've really emphasized us being very slow.
Yeah.
So I think I really feel a difference in the shift there. But yeah, I'll be more aware of that.
Yeah. You're good about that. That's probably something that Linda needs to think about more than you do, but
the slowness of 7.
Well, slowness of all 4, 5, and 6, and 7.
Okay.
All 4 of them, because we tend to make 4 and 5 one thing rather than 2, and rush through 7, and we really 7 we have to allow to grow, because it starts out very slowly because the body doesn't want to let go, and then as you decide to allow it to happen, it speeds up a little bit to eventually a normal pace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I think for me, one of the reasons it's easier maybe for me to be slower in 4, 5, and 6 is that I really feel the energy.
Oh yeah, I think that makes a huge difference.
And when you do, you're not trying to rush through it. You're not trying to push it. That seems like pushing it aside.
Yeah.
Instead, feeling it kind of makes you want to continue that process. So you don't want to.
Right. Absolutely.
You don't want it to end quickly, I guess is what I'm
saying. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think you probably have some advantage here with that. So good.
Mm-hmm.
So, where are we with time here? Ooh. Well, how about just doing 6 of not gods?
We chatted for 15 minutes, David, and I was late.
Heaven and earth.
That's fine. That's fine. All right, 6. Yep. I need to move you back here so I can see me better. Work here.
That looked quite good.
Oh, good.
The neck looked much better. Um, I think one thing I was thinking is make sure in your bending and stretching that the action of the hands continues.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
there is a tendency, which I've noticed in myself, to get things done too fast or too slowly, and not have that extend through the entire body. Actually,
Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay.
um,
Right. I think I'm more aware of the other joints.
yeah.
Probably.
For instance, when you form the fists on 6,
Uh-huh.
they don't complete forming until you reach that transition point of
Okay.
releasing.
Okay.
Um, and don't just let go on 7. Obviously. Um, so yeah, that was
Right. Good. Okay. Good. Yeah.
good.
Okay.
So let us sit and close your eyes.
I'm gonna get rid of this phone for a second.
Okay.
Just in case. You seem to ring it the wrong time. Oh.
Let your breath slow and lengthen. Be very aware of extending your mind through your entire body. Then relax and let yourself begin to be aware of your thoughts, how they flow, but not trying to hold on to any of them. Allow that flow to slow down. Begin to notice that there is a space between each one. And begin to relax that space between each thought. Don't be distracted by the unconscious mind. Just be aware of what is going on. Just try to release each space until all of these spaces start becoming one awareness or feeling. And relax that feeling. Don't try to control or contract it. Just stay with it and relax. Just let yourself go into that space and don't attempt to change anything. Simply letting it go and relax. If you truly relax, you will find yourself going into a much bigger space inside yourself. And everything you have been feeling can just let go into that space. Let the whole inside of yourself just merge with that space. when this happens, you will be able to truly go water to inner space. Truly release. And you can close whenever you're ready. sending all benefit gained from this practice out to help all the sentient creatures of the universe. So any thoughts or questions?
No, I felt a little closer to. I don't want to use the word successful. That feels wrong.
Mhm.
But you know what I'm trying to say. It's
Yep, I do.
I just felt like I was moving forward there, getting yeah,
Good, good.
getting a grasp on it better. Maybe that's
Yeah. Well, courage to you and Rick.
thank you.
Uh,
I will. Yep, we will persevere somehow.
yep,
You
we
know,
do. We do, don't we?
we have to. I mean, the other option is just to become miserable and down and depressed, and it's too easy to get overwhelmed anyway. You
Yep.
know, so once if you're already lowered yourself,
Yeah, right.
easy to fall. Trying not to fall. Balance, right? Balance in
Flow,
everything.
flow with change.
Yeah, yeah. Go with the flow.
Uh,
So yeah, hopefully next week will be good, and hopefully we will hear from the doctor soon about the
yeah.
testing and move forward.
Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful time next week.
I mean, I'm in the forest, right? Like I can't be
Yeah.
online. You know, I can get occasional text messages. There's a landline if anybody really needs, like family needs to get in touch. I'll see them anyway, both weekends.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah,
Well,
good. I just don't get enough of these, but this is a special time, so, and a special place. So,
yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
you'll see me in 2 weeks. Great. Okay, David, take care.
You too.
Have a good. Bye.
Bye.